Hello, beautiful people. How is my makeup? I'm gonna teach you how to get this very bronzy, glowy makeup look. If you're new here, my name is Ashley and I'm your fashion, beauty, and joy-filled bestie. Welcome to my channel. We love makeup, we love fashion, we love skincare, luxury goods. So if that's your vibe, make sure that you're hitting the subscribe button. But let's get into this look. I've already done my brows and lashes off camera. If you're digging the brows, I have a video pinned on my page that walks you through 3 easy steps on how I get these brows. So definitely make sure that you check that out. Let's get into our priming combo. I'm going in with my holy grail. That is the Danessa Myricks Yummy Skin Glow Serum and her blurring balm powder. A bronzy look. I really like to make sure my skin is prepped. The trick to working with this blurring balm powder and getting the best result is actually taking a little bit, warming it up on your skin. That allows you to really melt the product into your face. I apply it to the areas where I get the oiliest, which is going to be in my T-zone. Our foundation of choice today that we're gonna work with is Colé Skin Stick in the shade 220. This glides like butter, and if you know anything about Colé products, they are gonna be for the melanated girls. Love this because it's also very buildable, really like a medium coverage from this. This is also the perfect shade to actually match my chest. I typically always try to go for foundations that match my chest as opposed to my neck. And she blends in like butter. Typically, I like to sheer my foundation out. I just love more of a skin-like finish. I'm not a full coverage girly at all. I would say medium at best. I do have hyperpigmentation, and honestly, like, I don't mind if some of it actually peeks through on my foundation. I just feel like personally that gives me a more skin-like and natural finish to my makeup, which I really enjoy. We are gonna spritz with our MAC Fix Plus. I really like this spray to spray in between steps. I find that it just makes your makeup apply so much more easier, and it really makes it also last longer as well. Feeling fancy today, so we are gonna bronze and we're gonna contour. To contour, I'm going in with this Westman Atlier contour stick in the shade Ganache. I love that it gives just like a very subtle contour look. I actually just picked up this new Juvia Place bronzer. I picked up the shade Amber. So we're gonna go in to contour first. I'm actually going to go in with this Makeup by Mario brush. This is the F1. I can give one tip. That is that you cannot follow everyone's face shape. You have to bronze and you have to contour and place your makeup based off of your face shape. Once I actually started doing this and I learned the shape of my face, my makeup actually turns out so good now. I'm not saying don't follow makeup tutorials, because this is kind of what this is. You have to know the shape of your face and where products actually sit the best. You can see we got some shadow here, which is so good. These little cheekbones are carved out. I just like to stamp this into the face, just lightly press. Okay, time for bronzer. Right off the bat, this is like super creamy, and I know that it's Juvia's Place, so it is definitely going to be pigmented. I like to place my bronzer slightly higher than where I place my contour, but again, you gotta know the shape of your face and where the product actually sits the best. And I love that this is not like overly red, but you're getting like a super sun-kissed look, and I don't actually get any sparkles. When I read the reviews for this bronzer online, a lot of people were saying that they didn't like it because they felt like it was glittery, but I don't actually get any glitter. And in some spots, I actually have textured skin, so when I do apply shimmery things to my face, sometimes you can actually see the texture or it emphasizes it. I'm not getting that. So I don't know where people are getting it, but I mean, whatever, perception is reality. This is very pretty though. Ooh, I'm gonna have to keep using this to see, because this actually, I got a lot of good bronzers, but honey, this takes a cake. And I'm finding that it's also very easy to work with and blend. I do feel like sometimes when you have different bronzers that are cream based, they sometimes come off very patchy. I'm not actually getting that with this. I actually really like it. Ooh, I like this. Oh my God. the perfect amount of warmth. When I think of bronzy goddess makeup, I definitely think of burnt sienna, kind of like orangey blush. We are definitely going to be completing this look with the About Face Cheek Blush Rush. I love this blush. It is so easy to work with and they are super pigmented. We're gonna go in the shade Grand Prix, which is this really pretty, kind of like burnt red, kind of brownish bronzer brush. And I actually just picked up the shade Pitstop, which is this really pretty fiery red. So let's see what we're working with. So we have Grand Prix on. This again just adds a very bronzy glow. I love this blush so much. It's so pretty. This is actually what it looks like. As you can see, it's like this very like burnt reddish brown color. I do want to add just a tiny bit of color. So we're going to go in with this new shade Pitstop, and it is this really pretty orange. I'm just going to do a couple of little dots here. Ooh, I like that. Hands down, I feel like this is one of the best liquid blushes on the market. I also love that I never have to actually worry about inclusivity with this brand either. Concealer, we're gonna keep it simple. I don't know what it is about this concealer, but I have really been digging this YSL Touche Eclat Radiant Touch Concealer. I just love the natural finish that this concealer actually gives. I'm gonna place this in typically where I place my concealer to just add a little bit of brightness in the center of my face. And I'm going in with the shade 6.5. This is definitely one of those concealers that is pricey, but I would say if you want to splurge on a luxury concealer, this would be the one that I would spend my money on. Gonna spritz. I like to actually blend my under eye last. I find that I actually get better coverage that way. So we're gonna start in the center and then work our way out. I've been loving angled brushes lately to blend my under eye out. I like to actually start from the outer corner and work my way in. And that is what we are looking like so far. It is now time for powders. So we're gonna go in with this powder bronzer by Pat McGrath. This is in the shade Bronze Mahogany. I love the finish on this bronzer, super pigmented, and we know that Pat McGrath is always for the girls. I mean, this, you can't tell me that this is not gorgeous. Time for pressed powder. I've been loving this one from Rare Beauty. I'm in the shade Chew Caramel. And if you are not using a pressed powder before you go in with loose powder, I would highly recommend it. It's just gonna make your concealer last a lot longer. Gonna give you just kind of like an airbrushed finish as well. But I love this because it doesn't actually make my under eye look super cakey. It just blends so seamlessly and they're pigmented. I love the shade range on this pressed powder as well. She is a little bit like pricey, but I would definitely say that it's worth every single penny. Going in with some loose powder, this is new from Juvia's Place. I have this in the shade Shortbread. I love a semi-bright under eye, so I figured this shade would actually be perfect. I love a very airbrushed look. So to apply loose powder, I actually go in with a brush. I kind of have some fine lines underneath here, and I just find that applying it with a brush, it actually just gives you a more seamless blend. And I just like to take a little brush here and coat this, and of course, it's the same. You got to tap off the excess. Then I like to take the back of my hand and again, just swirl it around and we apply. I really like how finely milled this is too, and it's not chalky. I can't even tell that I'm actually wearing this, and the coverage is actually pretty good. I mean, this side, like, she's perfect. I really like this. Oh yeah, I really like this powder. So good. So now I'm just gonna take a little bit on the back end of this brush and we're just gonna sweep where we put concealer. This is a really pretty powder. Final step, which is powder blush. Using this e.l.f. blush. This is actually an older shade. I don't actually think they carry this anymore, but this is in the shade Always Spicy. Literally the perfect complement to any bronzer. It has this really pretty brownish red hue. I am a sucker for brown blushes on black skin. I mean, look, she's pigmented and she layers really nicely. Look, oh my gosh, this is so pretty. Oh my God, my husband better remarry me all over again because girl, this beat. Feeling a little bit of highlighter. So I'm gonna go in with this Westman Atelier A highlighter stick. This is in the shade Brûlée. It's super subtle and I just kind of like to tap it on. I just feel like this gives such a beautiful sheen and it gives you that dewy-esque makeup look without actually disturbing or moving the product on your face. Let's melt everything together. So we're gonna go in with the Morphe Continuous Prep and Set Mist. This is such a good spray to actually melt and marry everything together while still actually giving you a very natural glow. Going in with one of my favorite combos to seal the deal, Milani Make It Last in the natural finish. You cannot tell me that this is not a dupe for the Charlotte Tilbury spray, and she's a fraction of the price. And I love this MAC Fix Plus Stay Over. So I like to go in first with the Milani Make It Last. We let that dry a little bit. Then we're gonna go in with the MAC Fix Plus Stay Over. And same thing applies. We let it dry. Now for the finishing touch, I have been loving this as the last step in my makeup routine. This is the new Morphe Cloud Light Soft Glow Veil. This is in the shade Sunset. It gives you the most radiant finish and she's affordable. Listen, you cannot also tell me that this is kind of not giving ambient powders by Hourglass. This is actually a really good soft finishing powder. Whoever is like on the product development team at Morphe, y'all are like killing it because this little rebrand, I'm definitely here for it. But look how pretty my makeup looks. Okay, I'm gonna finish a lip combo to complete the look and I'll be right back. And this is the final look. How did we do? I fear that I actually knocked this one out of the park. Y'all, this is the final look. Is she giving bronze glowy goddess? How did I do? Let me know in the comments. I love this look. You can tell that I'm wearing makeup, but it just feels so elevated. The lip combo, it's giving bad bitch. It's giving baddie. It's giving black women are so magical and we are so fine. But no, seriously, let me know in the comments and I'll see you for the next makeup look. Bye.